Hi everyone. Today it's session number 2, which I'm going to be talking about taxonomy classification and alignment using the Data2 pipeline of module number 5 named 16S RNA analysis pipeline. So for this session number 2, I will be presenting the remaining steps of Data2 workflow. So just quick overview of what we did in session number 1. We sorted the forward and reverse reads from raw FASTQ files. Then we inspected the quality of the reads and we did a plot of the quality score of the forward and the reverse reads. Then we trimmed and filtered our reads using different parameters like trunk length, trunk quality, maximum errors allowed, and so on. And after filtering and trimming, we estimated the error rates and did the sample inference. So for session number 2, the remaining steps of Data2 workflow are merging the forward and the reverse reads, then constructing the sequence table or applicant sequence variant table, ASV, then running the chimera check-in and removal, and finally assigning taxonomy and constructing the phylogenetic tree. As I said in the previous session, diversity analysis and visualization will be presented in the next module. So now that we have successfully denoised all of our forward and reverse reads in the step of sample inference, and we have taken all of the possible errors into account, we can actually merge all of them using the command merge pairs. So you supply the data sequences here. So we have data forward and data reverse for both the forward and reverse reads, and the filtered reads for the forward and reverse reads, which are filter.dataf forward and filter.data reverse. By default, the program requires 20 nucleotides of overlap, so you can lower it by using these parameters, which is mean overlap. And Data2 by default will only merge reads if they exactly overlap. And the reason behind it's that all the errors were accounted for and removed from your sequences in the previous steps before doing the merging. So if your reads are not matching for any particular reason, you can change this by adding the max mismatch option to the command. You can add it here in the command as a parameters for the command merge pairs. So by default, it's 0, so 0 mismatch, but you can make it 1 or 2 if you are finding that a lot of your forward and reverse reads are not merging. So in this slide, I'm showing the results of merge reads for one sample. So the merges object is a list of data frames from each sample. So here we have a table for one sample here below. So each data frame contains the merge sequence. So here we have the merge sequence. So we have its abundance. We have the index of the forward reads, the index of the reverse reads, so which ones were used for merging. And also we have the number of match, the number of mismatch, and so on. So the paired reads that did not exactly overlap will be removed by merge pairs. So now that we have our forward and reverse reads, we can create a sequence table, or what we call also applicant sequence variant, ASV table, with this make sequence table command. As you can see, the breakdown of the size of these applicants. So here we can see from the dimension of the sec table, so we call it sec table matrix, that we have 13,527 applicant sequence variants that were identified. And on the bottom here, you have the frequency. So for example, for 9,136 sequences are 312 base pairs in length, and so on. So this is how the output looks like here in this slide. So this is the sequence table or the ASV table. So it looks like the OTU table. So the sequence table is a matrix with rows corresponding to the samples. So here we have in the first row the samples IDs and columns corresponding to the sequence variants. So here in the first row we have the sequence variants. So in this case we have 15 samples, and these numbers here in the middle represent how abundant are those sequences per sample ID. So before going to the next step of Data2, which is chimera checking and removal, I would like to talk a little bit about chimera sequence. So chimeras are sequences formed from two or more biological sequences joined together. So applicants with chimeric sequences can be formed during PCR, and chimeras are rare with shotgun sequencing, but are common in applicant sequencing when closely related sequences are amplified. So as you know, PCR involves multiple cycles. So we have denaturation of DNA templates by heat to generate the single-stranded DNA templates, annealing of the primers to each of the DNA templates, and extension elongation by DNA polymerase. So the major cause of chimera formation is an aborted extension product from an earlier cycle of PCR, which can act as a primer in a subsequent PCR cycle. So if this aborted extension product anneals and primes DNA synthesis from an incomplete template, a chimeric PCR product is formed, and you can see it in this figure. So the sequence here below, it's a combination of two segments, one coming from strand A and the other one coming from strand B. So here, when the extension is aborted, so these extensions, it's recognized as a primer, and then its extent occurs using the strands B, which form this chimeric sequence. So what the command remove by chimera de novo does is it takes your sequence table and it performs these multiple sequence alignments. So Data2 identifies likely chimeras by aligning each sequence with those that were recovered in greater abundance, and then seeing if there are any lower abundance sequences that can be made exactly by mixing left and right portion of two of the more abundant ones. So to illustrate this, so we have here in this slide, so let's say we have two strands. We have strand 1 and strand 2. So this chimeric sequence were created during the amplification. So they create half red and half green. So what Data2 does, it aligns this read with all possible true reads. So here it aligns with the purple read. So it does not align, but it does still align with the end of this read here below. But because the two reads are not covering completely the read in the middle, we cannot say it's a chimeric sequence. But in this example, so here when you align it to this red read, you can say that half of the read aligned to the red one and the other half aligned to the green one. So here it's very clear that this read in the middle is a chimeric sequence, and Data2 will remove it from the sequence table. So here the command will give you the proportion of reads that are not chimeric in your data and how many there are. So here it gives you how many chimeric were identified out of the total of the sequences that you have. And here it gives you, we can notice here that 50.9% of the reads are not chimeric compared to the total ones. So let's move to the next video.